Does the future really exist? Rethinking time, existence, and responsibility. The universal enigma of time. Time, an invisible force that governs every moment of our existence, has perplexed humanity for centuries. Philosophers, scientists, and theologians alike have grappled with its mysteries, seeking to understand what it truly is and how it shapes our lives. Despite its omnipresence, time remains elusive, flowing continuously yet intangible, experienced yet immeasurable in its essence. This article embarks on a profound exploration of time, not merely as a chronological sequence, but as a concept deeply intertwined with our existence, emotions, and ethics. It seeks to unravel fundamental questions. Is the future real, or is it a construct of the mind? How does the present define our reality? Can the past truly be left behind, or does it linger as a shadow in our lives? From examining the fleeting nature of the present to analyzing the enduring legacy of the past and the uncertain hopes of the future, this journey is both philosophical and ethical. It challenges readers to rethink their relationship with time, urging them to recognize the profound impact of their actions, not only on their immediate lives, but on generations yet to come. Number 1. The nature of time. Is the future real? At the heart of human experience lies an inherent tension between the present and the future. We live in the now, yet our thoughts constantly drift toward what lies ahead. This paradox raises a profound question. Does the future truly exist, or is it merely an abstraction born of human imagination? The future, by its very nature, is intangible, unlike the present, which we perceive through our senses, or the past, which resides in our memories. The future exists only in the realm of potential. Philosophers such as Augustine have argued that time itself is a mental construct. According to Augustine, the future does not yet exist, the past no longer exists, and the present is fleeting. This perspective suggests that the future is not a reality waiting to unfold, but a mental projection based on our experiences and desires. For instance, when an individual plans their day, they visualize potential scenarios. These visualizations guide their actions in the present, but lack the certainty of reality. The future, in this sense, is akin to a map sketched in pencil, subject to revision as circumstances evolve. The role of imagination and planning. Human imagination plays a pivotal role in shaping the concept of the future. Unlike animals, which operate largely in the immediacy of the present, humans possess the cognitive ability to anticipate, plan, and hope. This ability is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it allows for progress as individuals and societies work toward envisioned goals. On the other hand, it fosters anxiety as people worry about events that may never materialize. Take, for example, the case of a person sitting in their living room, imagining what the next 5 minutes might hold. They might predict that nothing significant will occur, yet the reality of those 5 minutes is far richer in detail, filled with subtle sensations, thoughts, and unexpected occurrences. This divergence between expectation and experience underscores the ephemeral and unpredictable nature of the future. One of the greatest risks of overemphasizing the future is a detachment from the present. When individuals view the future as something entirely separate from their current reality, they may neglect the actions and choices that shape their lives in the moment. This detachment can lead to unrealistic expectations, a failure to appreciate the richness of the present, ethical negligence as individuals prioritize distant goals over immediate responsibilities. To reclaim a healthier relationship with the future, we must recognize it as an extension of the present, a potential outcome of the actions we take today. The fluidity of time, a philosophical and ethical exploration of past, present, and future. The present, unlike the past and future, is the only time we can directly experience. It is the now, the fleeting moment that serves as the stage for all actions, thoughts, and feelings. But how well do we understand this ever-changing reality? Can we ever truly grasp the present, or does it elude us even as we live through it? A classical metaphor often used to describe the present is that of a river in constant flow. The ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus famously said, "You cannot step into the same river twice," emphasizing the perpetual change inherent in life. Every moment of the present is unique, shaped by countless variables that make it impossible to replicate. For example, as you sit reading this article, a myriad of experiences is shaping your now. The sensation of the seat beneath you, the ambient sounds of your environment, the cascade of thoughts and interpretations forming in your mind. However, even as you acknowledge these details, they vanish into the past, replaced by new stimuli. The present is thus a paradox. It is all we have, yet it is perpetually slipping away. Modern neuroscience supports the idea that our perception of the present is not as immediate as it seems. The brain processes sensory input with a slight delay, meaning that what we perceive as now is already in the past. Despite this, we experience time as a seamless flow. This delay highlights the subjective nature of the present. A single moment might feel prolonged during moments of intense emotion, e.g., fear or joy. Conversely, it might seem fleeting during routine activities. The ephemerality of the present compels us to question how much control we truly have over it. Are we actively living in the moment, or are we merely reacting to its fleeting nature? 2.3. Living in the present, a philosophical dilemma. The notion of living in the present has been explored extensively in philosophical and spiritual traditions. Stoicism encourages individuals to focus on what is within their control, emphasizing the importance of the present. Buddhism teaches mindfulness, urging practitioners to experience the present moment fully without attachment to the past or future. However, living in the present is easier said than done. Human beings are inherently forward-looking, often consumed by worries about the future or regrets about the past. This mental tug-of-war pulls us away from the richness of the present, leaving us disconnected from the only reality we can truly experience. The challenge, then, lies in balancing the immediacy of the present with the broader context of time, acknowledging its fleeting nature without becoming paralyzed by it. The past, a collection of experienced nows. If the present is fleeting and the future uncertain, the past becomes the anchor of our identity. It is the repository of all we have experienced, learned, and endured. But what is the past, really? And how does it continue to influence our lives? The past as experienced nows. The past is often viewed as something distant and unchangeable, but in reality, it is composed of moments of the present that have already been lived. Each memory, whether vivid or faint, is a fragment of these lived experiences. Consider a painful memory, such as an emotional wound caused by a betrayal. At the time, the pain was acute, felt deeply in the present. Yet as time passes, the memory persists, shaping behavior, thoughts, and even physical responses in the present. This is akin to a scar, a visible reminder of an event that has long since passed, but whose effects linger. The lingering impact of the past. The metaphor of the wound is particularly apt when discussing the past's influence on the present. Some wounds heal quickly, leaving little more than a faint trace, while others remain open, festering over time. These unhealed wounds manifest as emotional triggers that resurface unexpectedly. Behavioral patterns shaped by past trauma or joy. A worldview influenced by cumulative experiences. For example, a person who experienced significant hardship in their youth might approach life with a sense of caution or resilience, depending on how those experiences were processed. The past, therefore, is never truly past. It is an active participant in the present. Reconciling with the past. Philosophically and ethically, reconciliation with the past is essential for a meaningful life. Unresolved conflicts or regrets can weigh heavily on the present, limiting one's ability to live fully. To reconcile with the past, one must 1. Acknowledge its reality. Denial only deepens its hold. 2. Learn from its lessons. Every experience, whether good or bad, has something to teach. 3. Transform its influence. Use the insights gained to shape a healthier, more intentional present. The unreachable past, generational and cultural legacy. While much of the past is personal, there is a broader past that lies beyond individual experience. This includes the accumulated knowledge, beliefs, and practices of humanity, what might be called the generational and cultural legacy. The influence of ancient beliefs. Take, for instance, the enduring influence of religion. Religions that originated thousands of years ago continue to shape the lives of millions today, guiding moral frameworks, cultural practices, and even political systems. For better or worse, these ancient legacies are a testament to the profound and lasting impact of the past on the present. Consider a person whose daily life is shaped by religious rituals established millennia ago. Although they did not live through the creation of these traditions, their existence is profoundly influenced by them. This highlights the interconnectedness of individual lives with the broader arc of history. The ethical implications of generational legacy. Recognizing the weight of the past on the present brings with it a profound ethical responsibility. Just as we are shaped by the decisions of those who came before us, our actions today will shape the lives of future generations. This interconnectedness calls for a rejection of selfishness and short-sightedness in favor of a more expansive view of time and responsibility. For example, environmental degradation caused by industrial practices in the past continues to affect the climate today. Similarly, decisions made in the present about sustainability will determine the quality of life for generations to come. 5. The interconnection of past, present, and future. The relationship between past, present, and future is not linear, but deeply interwoven, creating a dynamic and continuous flow. Each element of time influences and shapes the others, forming an inseparable triad that governs human experience. This interconnectedness demands philosophical and ethical reflection, as it highlights the profound responsibility we bear in each moment of our lives. The present is never independent of the past. It is, in many ways, a product of everything that has come before. Past experiences, both individual and collective, define the framework within which the present unfolds. Memories, traditions, and cultural narratives act as silent forces that influence our thoughts, actions, and decisions. For example, cultural inheritance. Consider how ancient philosophies, such as those of Plato or Confucius, continue to influence modern ethical and political thought. The ideas of justice, virtue, and governance they proposed persist in shaping contemporary debates and policies. Personal memory. On an individual level, a person who has faced failure in the past may approach similar situations in the present with caution or determination, depending on how they process that failure. The past is not merely a backdrop, but an active participant in shaping the present moment. This understanding emphasizes the need to reflect on past experiences critically, learning from them rather than being confined by them. Just as the past influences the present serves as the foundation for the future. The actions, decisions, and values we embrace today create the conditions for tomorrow's realities. This relationship underscores the ethical importance of living with awareness and intention in the present. Consider these examples. Environmental action. Decisions made today about resource consumption and climate policies will determine the quality of life for future generations. The present moment holds the potential to either mitigate or exacerbate long-term ecological challenges. Educational systems. The values instilled in children today, critical thinking, empathy, or prejudice, will shape the leaders and citizens of tomorrow. Philosopher Hans Jonas, in his work The Imperative of Responsibility, argued that modern technology has amplified humanity's capacity to influence the future, making ethical responsibility in the present more critical than ever. Our power to shape the future through technological and social choices comes with an equally significant moral obligation. Recognizing the interconnectedness of time creates a profound ethical challenge. How can we balance our immediate needs and desires with the long-term consequences of our actions? This question is particularly pressing in a world increasingly characterized by short-term thinking and instant gratification. For example, economic policies. Politicians often prioritize short-term gains to secure re-election, ignoring the long-term consequences of their decisions, such as mounting national debt or unsustainable social programs. Social media culture. The emphasis on fleeting popularity and viral trends reflects a focus on the immediate present, often at the expense of meaningful, long-term impact. The ethical challenge lies in cultivating a mindset that honors the present while acknowledging its role in shaping both the future and its connection to the past. This requires a shift from individualistic short-term thinking to a broader, more collective perspective that values sustainability and legacy. The future is a powerful concept, inspiring hope, ambition, and progress. However, when misunderstood, it can also become a source of anxiety, delusion, or inaction. Modern culture, particularly through media and entertainment, often presents the future as a fantastical realm disconnected from the present. This distortion poses significant risks. In many films and media portrayals, The future is depicted as a utopian or dystopian world that exists independently of present actions. These portrayals, while entertaining, can lead to a dangerous mindset, passive hope. People may come to believe that the future will sort itself out, reducing their sense of agency in shaping it. Fearful paralysis. Alternatively, dystopian visions may foster a sense of inevitability, leading to hopelessness and inaction. For example, in films like The Matrix or Blade Runner, the future is portrayed as a radically transformed reality, often disconnected from the actions of the present. While these portrayals can spark imagination, they risk detaching individuals from the understanding that the future is built incrementally through the choices made in the present. Another common misconception is viewing the future as a solution to all current problems. This mindset often manifests as procrastination, believing that challenges can be addressed later rather than confronting them in the present. Over-idealization, placing unrealistic expectations on what the future can deliver, leading to disappointment when those expectations are not met. For instance, a person might delay taking action to improve their health, assuming they will have more time or better resources in the future. However, by the time the future arrives, the consequences of inaction in the present may have already taken their toll. To counter these risks, it is essential to view the future not as an isolated entity, but as a natural extension of the present. This perspective emphasizes the importance of intentional action, recognizing that every choice made today contributes to the fabric of the future. Realistic optimism, balancing hope for improvement with a commitment to practical steps in the present. By reclaiming the future in this way, individuals and societies can move beyond passive or escapist attitudes, embracing their responsibility to actively shape what lies ahead. Perhaps the most profound implication of this exploration of time is the realization that the present carries immense ethical weight. It is the only moment in which we can act, and our actions reverberate across both past and future. Understanding this responsibility requires us to move beyond narrow, self-centered perspectives and consider the broader impact of our choices. History provides countless examples of how present actions have shaped the lives of future generations. The scientific discoveries of figures like Newton and Einstein continue to influence modern technology and understanding. Conversely, the destructive policies of colonial empires have left enduring legacies of inequality and conflict. Recognizing this impact calls for humility and foresight. Every decision we make, no matter how small, contributes to the tapestry of history and the conditions for future life. The ethical responsibility of the present demands a shift from short-term, individualistic thinking to a more collective and long-term perspective. This involves sustainability, prioritizing practices that ensure the well-being of future generations. Education, instilling values and knowledge that empower individuals to act responsibly. Empathy, considering the needs and rights of those who are not yet born. As Jonas argued, the imperative of responsibility requires us to act as stewards of the future, safeguarding its potential through wise and ethical choices today. Ultimately, the goal is not merely to avoid harm, but to create a positive and lasting legacy. This involves embracing creativity and innovation to tackle current challenges, cultivating virtues such as kindness, integrity, and perseverance that inspire others, living in a way that honors the interconnectedness of time, recognizing that the present is both a culmination of the past and a seed for the future. The philosophical and ethical exploration of time, its nature, interconnectedness, and influence on human life, leads to profound lessons that can be applied practically. These lessons emphasize how we can live more intentionally, addressing the wounds of the past, embracing the present, and contributing meaningfully to the future. The present moment, fleeting as it is, remains the only time in which action is possible. Living meaningfully in the present requires an active effort to fully engage with what is happening now, without being consumed by regrets of the past or anxieties about the future. Practices for living in the present. 1. Mindfulness. Mindfulness involves cultivating awareness of the current moment, paying attention to sensations, thoughts, and emotions without judgment. It allows individuals to experience life more deeply and authentically. 2. Gratitude. Recognizing and appreciating the positive aspects of the present can transform even ordinary moments into sources of joy and fulfillment. 3. Intentional action. Living intentionally means acting with purpose, ensuring that each choice aligns with one's values and contributes to a greater good. For example, a parent spending quality time with their child, fully focusing on that interaction, creates a moment of connection that enriches both their present and the child's future memories. While the past is unchangeable, its impact on the present and future can be transformed. The metaphor of past experiences as wounds illustrates the need for healing and reconciliation to move forward. Steps to heal from the past. 1. Acknowledgement. Accepting the reality of what has occurred is the first step toward healing. Denying or suppressing the past only deepens its control over the present. 2. Reflection. Examining past experiences, both positive and negative, can reveal valuable lessons that shape one's growth and resilience. 3. Forgiveness. Letting go of anger or resentment, whether directed at oneself or others, frees individuals from the emotional burden of the past. 4. Integration. Incorporating lessons from the past into the present allows individuals to transform pain into wisdom, enabling them to live more fully. For example, someone who experienced betrayal in the past can use that experience to cultivate greater empathy and understanding in their relationships, turning a source of pain into a foundation for growth. Hope for the future is essential for motivation and progress, but it must be balanced with concrete actions in the present. Blind optimism or excessive reliance on an imagined future can lead to passivity, while an excessive emphasis on immediate results can cause frustration and burnout. Principles for balancing hope and action. 1. Realistic optimism. Maintaining a positive outlook while acknowledging challenges ensures that hope remains grounded in reality. 2. Incremental progress. Breaking long-term goals into achievable steps allows individuals to move forward steadily without feeling overwhelmed. 3. Community engagement. Collective action amplifies individual efforts, creating a sense of shared purpose and responsibility. For example, addressing climate change requires both personal actions, like reducing waste, and collective advocacy for systemic change. By taking tangible steps today, individuals contribute to a sustainable future without losing sight of the broader vision. The philosophical understanding of time culminates in an ethical imperative to act with awareness of the interconnectedness of past, present, and future. Every action taken in the present creates ripples that extend outward, influencing others and shaping the future. The breath of a teacher can inspire a student to pursue their passions, potentially altering the trajectory of their life and future contributions to society. Conversely, acts of negligence or harm can perpetuate cycles of pain and injustice, affecting individuals and communities for generations. Ethical living requires a shift from egocentric, short-term thinking to a broader perspective that values collective well-being and long-term sustainability. 1. Empathy. Recognizing the interconnectedness of all people fosters compassion and a commitment to justice. 2. Stewardship. Acting as caretakers of the earth and its resources ensures that future generations inherit a livable planet. 3. Building a legacy. Viewing one's actions as contributions to a larger narrative fosters a meaningful and intentional life. An entrepreneur who prioritizes ethical practices over immediate profits not only benefits their employees and customers, but also sets a precedent for responsible business practices in their industry. Understanding time as a continuum, where past, present, and future are interconnected, invites a holistic approach to life. Honor the lessons of the past without being bound by them. Fully commit to the present as the only moment of action. Shape the future with intentionality and foresight. This ethical framework aligns with the philosophy of Ubuntu, an African concept that emphasizes the interconnectedness of humanity. I am because we are. This exploration of time, its fleeting present, persistent past, and imagined future, reveals a profound truth. Time is not an abstract concept, but the very fabric of our existence, shaping and being shaped by our actions. By understanding the interconnectedness of past, present, and future, we gain a deeper appreciation for the ethical responsibility inherent in each moment. Whether healing past wounds, living fully in the present, or building a hopeful future, our choices matter. not just for ourselves, but for generations to come. The call to action is clear. Live consciously, act with intention, and recognize the lasting impact of your presence on the continuum of time. In doing so, you honor not only your journey, but also the collective history of humanity.